The build I'm going to show you today is insane. You will literally melt anyone you put your eyes on as a brand new player. You don't need a single level to get started, meaning you can equip this build right after the tutorial and get going. The 5 equipment pieces that you need and the runes to enchant them only cost about 10k silver altogether. So we're looking at a very strong build which anyone can buy and play as a brand new player. In fact, everything you will see in this video is recorded on a brand new character as well. So I don't have any levels or anything else that will give me an advantage over any other beginner. All I have is a 4.1 set and a bunch of arrows for my enemies. Now this character is the same character from the quick start guide I made recently, and I'm simply going to continue from the point where I ended that video. So if you are a new player and haven't watched that guide yet, I strongly recommend you do so because there is a lot of learning value in it. My goal for this character at this point is reaching Master Reaver so I can advance to the Stalker level of the Corrupted Dungeons. So I figured whilst doing that I might as well show you how good this build actually is and what kind of gains it makes for. Let's start by taking a look at the harvest. Altogether I did 3 food worth of Corrupted Dungeons on the Hunter level and won the majority of the fights doing. I got more than 600k silver worth of loot, 226k silver in bags and 50 tomes of insight. I also looted silver from the mobs and gained a lot of fame for killing them, but that's a bit more difficult to keep track of, so we're not including those. But do know there is even more to it. If you ask me and want my honest opinion, I really think the harvest is even more impressive than the build. We're looking at almost 1 million in gains in just 90 minutes of playtime on a brand new character, in content where there is no risk of losing anything. This is literally something any new player can do. Therefore, I will never understand players who struggle with making silver in this game. You can literally spam Hunter level Corrupted Dungeons for an entire day and have enough silver to buy premium on your first day of playing already. And since you don't lose your gear on the Hunter level, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Now if you watch the quick start guide you already know what the build looks like, but let's quickly go over it once again in case you haven't yet. This will be very brief, so if you want an in-depth explanation and educate yourself on how to utilize the abilities as best as possible, stick around for the second part of this video in which I explain everything. You have the regular bow as your weapon, along with the Hunter Hood, Cleric Robe and Guardian Boots for your armor pieces. For your cape you will be using a regular one for now since we don't have too much silver. You also want to buy 432 tier 4 runes to enchant these 5 items 2.1. You want to equip a regular bag and a tier 3 riding horse. Beef stew as your food and poison for your potions. Now I did start off with healing potions at first, but later on swapped to poison, which I will explain why in the second part of this video. All of these items you can buy for the silver you get by selling the Adept's Royal Sigil that you get for doing the quests. So simply buy the set as I just described, enchant the 5 equipment pieces 2.1 and you're ready to go and become the richest new kid on the block. After doing some Corrupted Dungeons in your 4.1 set, you will have acquired some silver and loot. At this point it's very important you upgrade your items to the next level, because at this point, although you are very strong and probably kicked some ass already, you aren't even meeting the soft cap requirement. If memory serves me right, I had about 850 item power on my new character with the 4.1 set, whereas the soft cap for the Hunter level is 900. So the first upgrade you want to do is enchant your weapon and armors even further to 4.2. You will need 384 tier 4 souls to make this happen. As for your cape, we are not going to upgrade this one, and instead we're going to buy a 4.3 Thetford cape. The reason you want a Thetford cape over any other cape is because the Thetford cape is a good all-rounder that will be useful in many different contents with many different builds. So it's simply the best investment you can do as a new player when it comes to capes. Now you have your 4.2 set with a 4.3 Thetford cape, which is more than enough to the Hunter level. So don't waste your money on upgrading this set even further, and instead just spam Corrupted Dungeons to get a ton of silver. Now we're going to move on to the second part of the video where I explain how to utilize your abilities and also teach you about the weaknesses of this build. So if you are serious about this build and want the best chances of winning, the next 5 minutes or so will bring you up to level. We are about to witness murder. Let's see what happens. Is she dead? Is this a beginner? Yeah, it's a beginner. I don't know, man. Beginners do the weirdest things in this game. Anyway, you are here for the build and all its weaknesses, so that's what we're going to do. Let me select the correct abilities right here. Alright, so now we have the ability setup you will use as a level 1, day 1 player playing this insanely strong build, which most definitely has its weaknesses. So let's go over everything real quick. We will get to the weaknesses after explaining the abilities. In PvP, you want to use multi-shot, and this is because aside from doing damage, this one also makes for a knockback. So let me show you what happens when I knock this mob back, because aside from knocking him back, I will also interrupt his ability. So he's going to cast an ability, I use my Q, and he gets knocked back, and he also gets interrupted. That makes the multi-shot very strong in PvP. Now, if you don't need the knockback, if you don't need the interrupt, you can also go for deadly shot, which you only want to take in PvP when it's a matter of poking your enemy and, you know, kiting your enemy, outranging your enemy. So if you don't need the knockback, then you can go for deadly shot, which will be the better choice in that case. On a W, you have the explosive arrows, which is a buff. It enchants your arrows, making them AoE, which isn't important for PvP, but it also increases the damage of your auto attacks. So when I hit this mob, you can see I'm doing two types of, well, not two types of damage, but two separate damage. I'm hitting him for 37 and 41. So the 41 is like the additional damage from the buff of the explosive arrows. So this will simply make your auto attacks even stronger. Then we have the Enchanted Quiver, which is the special ability of the regular bow, which is a buff that can stack up to 6 times, and it increases your normal attack damage and your attack speed. So with every stack it increases even further, and at max stacks you also start applying a resistance debuff on your enemy. So this one, like Enchanted Quiver, is like, you know, a very strong burst ability, very strong burst buff. Coming to your Hunter Hood, or actually we should go over the passive real quick. The only passive you have access to is Slow Poison. Although this one does nothing for you in PvE, it's alright in PvP, because it's a soft CC, it's better than nothing, but later on there are better passive options for you. On the Hunter Hood, you have the Retaliate ability, and what this does is increase your damage resistance, so increase your armors, but also, more importantly, reflect damage back at the attacker. So if you notice an enemy is about to attack you, or they are attacking you already and doing a lot of damage to you, you can pop your Hunter Hood, it looks like this, and they will get damage in return. Like as you can see, he just lost like 20% of his health with just 2 hits. You know, so punish enemies, basically punish enemies for attacking you whenever you can with the Retaliate ability. Reflect damage back at them. Make them regret they attacked you. Now, experienced players, they will either purge this or they will stop attacking you. But a lot of newbies in the Hunter level, they will keep attacking. So it's like a very anti-newbie buff, anti-newbie ability. Then you have Swiftness, attack speed. You know, this build is all about attack speed, regular attacks. Therefore, the Swiftness passive is what I take. Makes for more attack speed, faster, more damage, you know. It's just logical. I think you have the Cleric Robe, which has the Everlasting Spirit buff. This is a bit tricky, because what this one does is, when you activate it, you need to get hit within 1.5 seconds. And if you do get hit, you get a shield around you that makes you immune to all damage for 3 seconds. So it's just a very strong defensive buff. Although this one also increases your damage, in PvP, you strictly want to use it for the defense purpose. So never use this offensively, always use this defensively. And then you have the Guardian Boots. You know what, let me quickly show you what the Everlasting Spirit looks like. So I'm going to activate it the moment he hits me. Yeah, so he's I know it's going to get activated now because he's hitting me. And this is what the shield looks like. And then we have the Guardian Boots, where you take the Giant ability, which increases your max and current health by 100%. This also makes for movement speed, but you never want to use this for the movement speed. You only want to use this for the health buff. So it's simply a very strong defensive buff that makes you tanky for 8 seconds. And the great thing about this ability is that it cannot be purged. So it cannot get removed by any abilities whatsoever. As for the passive on this one, you want to take Toughness, which makes for increased defenses. And the passive you want to take on the Cleric Robe, by the way, is Aggression, which makes for more damage. Alright, so now you know everything about the abilities, right? What are the weaknesses of these abilities? Because this build most definitely has one big weakness, which is that it's very vulnerable against purges. So if you go to the Destiny board and we open up the robes here, you have the Mage Robe, which has Purging Shield as the ability. And this says whenever you take direct damage, all buffs on the attacker will be purged. So if someone activates this ability and you have all your buffs active and you hit them, all your buffs will be removed. And not only is it an ability such as the Purging Shield, where it's like where you need to attack them in order to get purged, but there is also the Fiend Cowl, which is super popular in the Corrupted Dungeons, which is an active purge. So someone can decide to purge you whenever they want. So if you have your buffs active and they have a Fiend Cowl, they can use this ability to remove all your buffs. And that's the number one weakness of this build, because you have many buffs. You have a buff on your W, on your E, your Hunter Hood is a buff, Cleric Robe is a buff as well. That's like 4 buffs that can be removed. Now your Giant is also a buff, but as it says in the description, this one cannot be removed, so you're pretty lucky there. Very vulnerable against purges, so don't use all your abilities at once. So what you want to do is chain your abilities. So let's say this is an enemy, he starts attacking me. Instead of using everything at once, what I can do is first use my Everlasting Spirit, my armor. Once that one is over, I can start using my Hunter Hood, which gives me another 4 seconds. And then, as my final resort, I can use Giant. And this way, I'm chaining my abilities into 15 seconds of defenses. Whereas if I were to use all of them, it would be over in half the time. Therefore, learn to chain your abilities properly. It will take some practice, but you're a beginner, you will get there eventually. But if you watch this for a great job, because, this is where you really learn about the ins and outs of the builds. And here you learn for the first time about chaining your abilities. Now, if your offensive abilities get purged, well, that sucks, but not much you can do about that. But it's only 20 seconds cooldown, so one thing you can do is don't use your defensive abilities right away. Because if you use your defensive abilities right away, where you will also use your offensive abilities, they will get purged altogether. So maybe hold on to your defenses a bit more. And especially hold on to your Giant as long as possible. So this is yet another weakness about this build. The thing is, normally you take a mobility on your boots, such as Run. We take the Giant because, this build as it is, it's not about kiting your enemy whatsoever. It's about out-damaging them and out-sustaining them, which is why Giant is perfect. But it does mean you don't have any mobility on this build. Therefore, if you use your Giant early on, the enemy decides to reset the fight, you are left without a very important defense. Just hold on to your... this is funny. Some faction warfare going on here. This guy is doing like a 1v2. Pretty funny. I totally forgot there was like even faction warfare in these areas. I haven't been to the blue zone so long. Anyway, hold on to Giant as long as possible. Use it as a last resort type of thing. So use it as like your final defensive basically. Even if the enemy decides to run away, you are ranged, you can still shoot them from afar as they are running away. At that point, both of you will be very low. So, if you hold on to your Giant, you will make the best use of it basically. I'm very distracted by this faction warfare, some action going on. That's pretty nice. You're starting off with a regular cape. Once you can buy a Tetford cape, this will simply make for more damage on your auto attacks every 15 seconds. And honestly, most enemies will die before you even get the chance to use your Tetford cape a second time. It is a passive, so you don't have to activate it whatsoever. As for your food, you take beef stew because it makes for additional damage. You know, you have so much damage because of your W and E, and this simply makes for even more damage. That's my preference in food. As for your potion, as I said before, I started off with healing because healing makes for about 20% health, and it's just very strong in corrupt dungeons. Insane sustain, but in Hunter I noticed I prefer poison potions because a lot of newbies, they don't know what happens, you know, and the faster you burst them down, the quicker you burst them down, the better. And the poison, it makes for true damage over 6 seconds, and it also reduces their resistances, leaving them completely vulnerable. Therefore, the poison potions are just really great. You also want to take them for the PvE side of things anyway. Therefore, just have like a full stack, maybe even 20 potions with you, and, you know, use them both in PvE and PvP basically. I would say the best use for poison is to use it pretty early on, like when you have 6 stacks and you shoot as fast as possible and do as much damage as possible. You know, if you combine that with your poison, your targets will melt, like definitely. They will become like this puddle of blood here within a matter of seconds. Alright, I think that's everything about the build. Yeah, maybe I can teach you like about PvE side of things in corrupted dungeons. What I like to do is take rejuvenating sprint for PvE. It makes for some healing and for movement speed. I like to take mend wounds if necessary. If you need sustain, you can take mend wounds in PvE. You can keep the hunter on retaliate, that's fine. You want to use deadly shot in PvE because it makes for armor reduction, allowing you to clear PvE faster basically. I think this is nice to mention as well. 2 abilities you unlock early on are Frost Shot and Energetic. Energetic makes for an energy source, so in PvE you definitely want to use this one. If you ever have energy issues in PvP, you can also use Energetic there. And you unlock Frost Shot at level 3, so this one just makes for a great mobility ability. Let me show you how it works. If you do swap this out, you will lose out on damage, and your playstyle will change enormously. But you know, if you ever notice you need extra mobility, you can always swap the Frost Shot. As you can see, it's a very big jump. And if you do need mobility, you probably also want to change your giant to run. So if you do that, like if you have Frost Shot and mobility, you basically swap the entire functionality of this build towards a kiting, outranging your enemy type of stuff. So you also want to take Deadly Shot then. Like this would be your ability setup at level 6 if you want to play it in this way. But I prefer the first set of abilities. It's just much better if you ask me. So yeah, that's everything about this build. If you still have any questions, ask away in the comments below. I will do my best to help you. But honestly, you know about the different abilities now, when to use them, you know how to chain abilities. You also learned what your counters are. You know, you learned a lot of things in these 10 minutes or so. So yeah, if you are serious about this build, this was very important. I wish you lots of fun with this build. Feel free to come back sometime to this video and let me know how this build is going for you. I always like hearing from you guys. So if you enjoyed this build, made a lot of money with it, let me know. That's it for this video, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.